Hi guys, welcome back to Gray and Grace. We're back with a very familiar face. We have Kailee here.
Hello, guys.
And last time we talked, we were discussing modesty, and now you're becoming a bride.
I know, a big switch up, guys.
No, yeah. So
Big switch up.
what's going on? Like, tell us a little bit about that transition from that last episode to you starting to date.
I want to say, when was that last episode? What month was that?
That's a great question. Sometime last semester.
Okay, well, sometime last semester. I want to say it was...
Like March or February?
Okay, so it happened in February.
Okay.
That's when we started talking. Happened during February 17th.
Okay, date?
Yes. Oh my God. February 17th is when we started getting connected again. That's when he texted me.
Okay.
And then after that, it just really progressed, and I am now engaged to my wonderful fiance.
Okay, so I know a lot of us girlies are really trying to navigate the dating scene. Not us being me. I'm not. I'm staying single.
Oh, okay.
I'm being Paul. I'm lying. I'm not. But a lot of us are trying to figure out how do we go about this certain standards. Should we what certain standards should we have? And I know it's different per person.
Yeah.
But I want you to tell me about your sort of journey to get yourself to where you're at with Seth. His name is
Seth. So for me, I know that I know what I wanted to marry and who I wanted to marry. Not saying that I honestly really didn't think that I was gonna marry Seth. I didn't think I was gonna be marrying somebody from my past, I would say. So for me, I knew what I wanted. So I wanted to be a pastor's wife. And so somebody from my home church, she's now married, having a kid. So happy for her. But somebody from my home church was dress for what you want. So if you want to be a pastor's wife, dress like a pastor's wife. So that's what I took. And so I began changing my wardrobe slowly, wearing, I don't want to say nicer clothes, but wearing clothes that you would see normally a pastor's wife would wear.
Yeah.
And presenting yourself as a pastor's wife and working in the ministry. So I would say, as a young woman, dress how we always say dress for success. So dress for success, basically.
Dress for marriage.
Dress for marriage. If you want to marry a pastor's wife, then start dressing like a pastor's wife. Go to different boutiques. And yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but you can find nice stuff for cheap, honestly. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Now for the part everyone wants to hear about. Tell us about the love story. We want to know what happened. Tell us all the details. Don't scare anything.
Okay, so I would have to go back when I was 14 years old. Because that's when it started.
Oh my goodness, I love that.
Childhood romance. So it started when I was 14. My dad got a job opportunity in Orlando, Florida. So he's like, all right, family, let's pack up, let's move. So I'm originally from Biloxi, Mississippi. Yeah, far. So my family was we packed up, we left. At the time, it was just me and my parents. My two older brothers were in college at the time. So they later came on in the scene. Mm-hmm. But we ended up moving to Orlando, Florida, in a nice neighborhood. My school was literally walking distance. So at that time, I really was going through my preteen years where I was rebellious. I didn't want nothing to do with the church. I was I'm just here because my parents want me here. That was my attitude. Mm-hmm. So we went through different churches trying to find that one church where we felt like it was home. We went to one church. I was the only African American there, and I just did not feel comfortable. So we went to another church, just wasn't it. We weren't feeling it. Finally, we stumbled upon Truth Church. I love that church. Hallelujah.
Of course you do.
Oh, I got to. I'm kidding, but I do love that church. We went there Tuesday night. I was wearing a denim skirt that was a little bit too short, I will say. She came right here. No, man, we don't wear that stuff anymore. And then like a graphic t-shirt and some tennis shoes.
Okay, streetwear.
So yeah, very streetwear for like that day and time.
Yeah.
So we went there, and it was kind of awkward for me just because like they were dressed so nice, and I was like, I felt like the oddball out. So church ended, and I was kind of just standing with my parents. They were talking to different people. I was standing behind my parents, and this guy came up to me and his friend and was like, you know, talking. And I was like, oh, he's kind of cute. Like, he's kind of cute. And at the time, my now fiance was, he had saw me and was like, dang, she's kind of pretty. Like, I kind of want to talk to her. So we ended up talking, and it like progressed from there. There was like a lot of drama with just like some girls at the church, and it was just crazy. But all in all, like, he was my only person that I honestly felt like connected with, because nobody else really was like close to me at that time. And so I just had him and like his friend, and that was like pretty much it. So we would like bully one another. He bullied me. He called me. His nickname for me is Big Headed Giraffe, because I did have a big head at the time. I still do, honestly.
We'll insert the picture here. No, I'm kidding.
So, like, and we were just two dumb kids, literally like finding ourselves. We thought we were in love, thought we were gonna get married at 18. I was gonna move in with him, get married, all that stuff. We thought. So we were there for about a year and a half, and then my dad was just like, all right, like, I just don't feel like this is us anymore. We gotta like go. So we ended up leaving. I was definitely heartbroken. We both were, me and Steph. It was heartbreaking for a 15-year-old. I was 15 then. I was like, I'm literally leaving the love of my life behind. Like, this is so sad. And I was like crying my eyes. I was like, Mom, do we have to go? Like, do we literally have to? So my mom was like, yeah, we have to go. And I was like, okay. So we left, and we like had talked after I got back home to Mississippi. We talked for like a month or 2 months, and then we were like, we can't do this anymore. Like, we're only 15, he was 17. Like, there's just no point. We can't do long distance. We were like just going down two different pathways. So he and we kind of like mutually like broke it off, but I was like so heartbroken. I was so mad at him, especially. I was just like, I like hate men. Like, hate men, don't want anything to do with another man. He was a boy at the time. Now he's a man. I was like, don't want anything to do with any more boys. Like, I'm so sick of boys. And then by that time, I was starting high school, going to 9th grade, and I was just trying to find love in like different guys, honestly. Like, I was just trying to find myself in God, and I was pushing God away. I was bringing in boys that I like honestly shouldn't have like nothing affiliated with. Also, side note here, I feel as females, like, we go through so much in life, and you don't have to seek a boy for attention and for love. Seek God. God is your number one priority. Yep. Keep that in mind. That part. But anyways, back to my story. I just wanted to throw that nugget in there, because so many oftentimes we want that validation and we want that attention. And it's not even because like we like the boy or we like want that future thing with the boy, like marriage. We just want them for the time being, and for
to fill like that gap.
Yeah, to fill like that hole, because we're not feeling loved, or we're not feeling like, you know, appreciated enough. And at times we like do things that we regret in life. Like, I regret so much just like exposing myself to things that I shouldn't have been exposing myself to at that time and age. But anyway, so I was in high school, and I was trying to, you know, find myself in boys and like seek their validation, or just like, you know, mess around with guys. And it got to a point where like it was just so bad. Like, I was just consumed with so much stuff, like bitterness, hurt, and just different things I was dealing with. A lot of like sexual stuff and like pornography. It was just hard for me. And I finally got myself together in junior year. Was like the roughest, toughest year for me spiritually and mentally. like I got sat down on platform, I was just in things that I shouldn't have been into. And so I was at my church, and my youth pastor sat me down. He was like, I just want you to find yourself, take a break, and then we'll see if you come back on platform. So finally, by that time, I was like, you know what, like I need to just dedicate myself to God. And so I started like going to prayer, being more involved with like just different things, and that wasn't like just having to solely focus on like me being on platform and like singing. So I just started like being involved more with like our church, and just going out of my way to like find myself in God and growing closer to God. So senior year rolls around, I like started focusing, I was really getting better, I was in church more, I finally got back on platform, I was just doing a lot better. Finally got to college at CLC, I focused, my first semester was really like, I'm soloing, I'm here, I don't have any like parents,
Right.
so I'm just like gonna enjoy this, like I have freedom now. And not saying that I was doing things like bad freshman year, I just wasn't like all in at CLC.
Am I dying?
So, guys, she's like, she's sicky right now.
Yeah.
She don't feel good. In Jesus' name, touch Catherine. Do you need water? Un momento, por favor.
Give me a sec, guys.
Go grab a bottle.
Okay. I grabbed the bottle, I stopped coughing. Are you serious?
No, literally. That's
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
And so I finally, like, things happened. I got into a car accident my first semester. Scary. So terrifying. I was like, oh my gosh, shaken. It wasn't until my second car accident, I believe in February sometime, or March, I want to say, beginning of February, or in the middle of February. And like, in the middle of February.
Right.
I got into my second car accident, and it was just horrible. That was like a really bad car accident, and I think that was God telling me to get my life together, or I could possibly die. And not trying to be like scary or anything, but I mean, wake up, girlfriends, it's time to like get your life together. So it wasn't until then that I really started dedicating myself, and by that time me and Seth had started talking, and so I really started focusing on God, and it honestly fell into place. Like, I don't want to say it was man. I want to say that was definitely God, because I was not expecting him to come back into my life at all. And like weeks before we even started talking, I went to Yosemite with a group of girls, and we were talking about like, you know, old past like romantical relationships. And I was like, yeah, there was this one guy in Florida that I literally loved. Like, I thought we were gonna get married, and like 2 weeks after that, we literally, like, he texted me out of the blue and was like, hey, like, if you're not talking to anybody, but like, he was like, no, he was like, hey, it's been like a long time. If you're talking to somebody, you know, I don't want to mess with that, but if you aren't, like, are you open to talk and stuff, like get to know each other again? I was getting into matcha at that time, so he had a coffee shop that was 5 months old, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it was 5 months old.
Fact checker Seth.
Yeah, fact check me, please. And so he started, we started talking, and it just really like progressed. It got super fast. But even before we started talking, getting his perspective, now he was talking to his parents, talking to God, praying, and he was like, God, like, I need a woman of God who knows the ins and out of ministry, who knows what ministry is like. I need a woman of God. And then my name popped up in his mind. My name popped up in his mind, and he started like stalking my social media. Like, we had each other on socials though, like since we were like kids, like since high school. So we like kind of knew what each other were up to, but not really. So he started stalking me, trying to like figure out if I'm the one necessarily.
And by stalking, let me just clarify for everyone. She just means he went on her social media.
Yeah, I don't mean like
actually
stalking me out. No,
Him,
yeah,
somebody watching,
no,
thinking
yeah,
like, Kailee, red flag.
No, like, just going through my social media, making sure I was, like, the woman of God I so called myself to be, kind of thing. Sorry. Should have clarified that more. So he started doing that, and then he talked to his dad about it, and his dad was like, who's Kailee? I don't remember who Kailee was. And Seth was like, you know that family that came like all those years ago? His dad was like, oh, okay, them. So he texted me that Monday night at their prayer and was like, hey, like, said the thing that I said before. And he was like, you know, she's probably not even gonna text me back, you know, kind of thing. Because we kind of left on like bad terms, kind of say. And so he's like, she's probably not gonna text me back. Me, on the other hand, I was at a coffee shop doing some homework with some friends, and I was like scrolling. I was like, I need a break. So I looked at my phone, and I saw my phone is always on Do Not Disturb. I don't know why. I just don't like seeing notifications.
Like being disturbed.
I just don't like being disturbed, honestly. So I saw Seth Rowley, and I was like, that's weird. He hasn't contacted me in 5 years. What is this? So I look, and I was like, oh, the way I jumped out of my seat. When I tell you, I was so excited. It was so bad. Like, because on my social media, I had been talking about, like, a guy, and he started, like, popping up on my like For You page more with the coffee shop and just him being more involved in social media. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put myself out there. So I started doing outfit of the days, and I started liking his stories, like all his stories. When I say, I mean all his stories. And so I started doing outfit of the days because, like, I was like, maybe I'll catch his attention if I'm doing outfit of the days. And this is like, it's crazy how God works, isn't it? And so and I put stuff on my notes, and I was like, I'm not going to text him. He has to text me first.
As you should.
Women, we don't chase.
We don't chase. We leave hints.
They are chasing us.
Yes.
And that's on period. If you don't believe me, I'm pretty sure it's in the Bible. Fact check me.
Yeah.
Because I might be wrong.
I will. Yeah. You girl.
So I started putting myself out there, and there's nothing wrong with putting yourself out there. Honestly, you just need to know the intention of why you're putting yourself out there. But, like, there's nothing wrong with, like, if you like a guy, there's nothing wrong with, like, hey, I'm here, Pookie. Like, hey, I'm here.
Right.
I need to be more serious. I'm sorry. But, like, ew. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
At all. There really isn't. Like, it's just the intentions of why you're putting yourself out there. My intentions was to get a guy's attention. And did it work? Yes, because he chased me first. And so, then, oh my gosh, my ADHD brain. Yeah, and then we started talking, pretty much. And we've known each other. I don't want to, like, we've only been talking or been together for 6 months. It'll be 7 months, September 17th, like 2 weeks. And so I don't want to say that, like, oh, Pentecostals get married so fast, because a lot of worldly views are like, oh my gosh, I'll get married so fast. Like, you barely knew the guy. No, I knew him for 5 years. I just didn't talk to him like that. So, but when you know, like, you don't need to hear the world's opinions or even church people opinions, because sometimes church people can be a little bit snippy too. You gotta watch them. But if you know, if you prayed and sought the face of God and and he's giving you the green light, then go flow with it. I mean, it's not you doing it, it's God. And even then, when we were talking, we both went on a 52-day fast from, I believe it started in June all the way until August 6th when I had to go back to school. So it was a minute. So also fast, pray, seek the face of the Lord to see if he's the right one and to see if he's the guy for you, I would say.
I love that.
But yeah, honestly, that's our love story.
I was gonna ask, like, how you and Seth, like, have been preparing spiritually for marriage, but 52-day fast? Question mark?
And not saying that you have to do a 52-day fast,
yeah.
but like that's what we did. And his church does a 52-day fast. Like everybody sacrifices something, and I was like, well, I want to do that too. So I did it, and it really helped. I prayed. We both prayed about us and just praying for each other.
Yeah.
Because I know he was doing things that he was getting ready for marriage. Like he was ready to settle down, and
Well,
so
he has a business.
Yeah, and he has a business, and so, I think just with everything, often I asked him this question. I was like, when did you know that like I was the person for you? And we go back to, it was April 19th, whenever Easter was. I think it was 20th.
Okay.
We were on the phone, we were talking, and it was just like one of those phone conversations where you didn't want it to end. Like, it was one of those like just sweet, serious, fun conversations, and we were on the phone for, I want to say, like 3 hours. And I was like in my bed, I was chilling, and I think that was the first time we said I love you. And I think we were only like 3 months in, 2 months in, February, March, April. Yeah, 3 months in, literally. And so, but we knew, like,
Yeah.
when you know, like, love is love. We love love.
Yes, we do.
We love love.
Like, we've talked about sort of like the practical and a lot of the spiritual parts. But, like, I really want to ask you, how has your faith deepened throughout the whole process? Because I know you said you were liking his stories, or you were working on yourself, but I also know a lot of people tend to pray. My voice sounds like a dude right now, guys. As we said, I'm sick, so I'm like, but yeah. But I know a lot of people tend to pray for their husbands and like have a list, which is good, because you need to go to God with specific things and ask and you shall receive, you know? So how has your faith been like deepened throughout the whole thing in terms of like how it happened and who the person is and how smooth the process was?
Yeah. I think for me, just because we had known each other when we were kids and we had like developed that love relationship. We were silly teenagers, preteens, but like we never knew that we were gonna stop talking and then God would come back and I want to say like put us back together. We never knew that. We just thought we were gonna get married and have, I don't know, 2 kids with a big old house on like the hill.
Right.
I would say my faith has deepened because I honestly, I would have never thought that I would be engaged at 19. Like, I knew I wanted to get married young, but I was thinking like 20, 21. But I just knew that I poured myself into God. And if you pour yourself into God, he'll pour back into you.
Yeah.
And so I just was like, you know what? I don't know when I'm going to get married. I don't know when any other life situation is going to happen. But all I know, this time and this place, me being at CLC, I'm just going to grow deeper in God. And all that will just fall into place. And so it has. Like, I would just go to chapel. I would go to pray on my own time. And I'd be like, God, like, I just want to be closer to you. I want to grow deeper in you. I don't know what you have for me in this time. I don't know where I'm going to go in life, but I just want to grow deeper in you, in my faith, and in knowing you. And this class that we have here at CLC called Spiritual Formation really helped with that. Like, Pastor Lopez just like poured into us, teaching us the foundations of prayer and how prayer works. Like, if you pray, your faith will just grow deeper and stronger with God. And I feel that that's helped me a lot, because preparing for a wedding is costly, girlfriend. And we've had so much and so many open doors happen because we sought the face of God. We wanted to establish that relationship in God. And so doors have opened for us that I honestly didn't know how we were going to pay for this wedding because my parents are paying for 3 tuitions right now. My brother, my 2 brothers, they're paying for 3 tuitions. Like, oh my gosh, how are they going to pay for a wedding for their daughter? Goodness. And so I would just say keep growing closer to God. Go pray. Praying is just amazing. It'll open doors that you never thought these doors would open at all.
I'm being married and family right now, and that's one thing we just talked about last week. Sister Haney was saying that you really, if you don't have like that personal relationship with God, it makes no sense you try to join up with somebody else, because but that's essentially like you being the spiritual person and then them not being, and you have to like hold them up, or like vice versa, the flip, and that's gonna wear and tear on a marriage and just any union, even like a friendship, any relationship at all. So it's really good that you did that. But you mentioned that a wedding ain't cheap, so how's wedding planning?
It's so fun. So obviously I'm in college. I'm across the country. He's in Florida. My parents are in Mississippi. I'm in California. So I'm not doing too much of the wedding planning. My mom is really handling that, but I told my mom what I want, and she's fulfilling those wishes, but like on a budget. So I will say what should I start with? Oh my goodness. Let's start with the venue. So my venue is about, I want to say $8,000 to like $10,000. I want to say that. But it comes with all the amenities. So they have staff, they have wedding planner, wedding coordinator, and they do all of that. They find the flowers, they pick everything out for you, basically. They have staff to help set up the wedding, tear down the wedding. So you're not doing too much. And they have like a big old house, and it's what I wanted. It has beautiful oak trees. It's called Oaks Crest Mansion in Pass Christian, if you want to look it up later and see what it looks like. It's beautiful. It's kind of older. It's very antebellum, very like 1900s kind of vibes, but it's gorgeous.
I love
and
that.
So my theme is Princess and the Frog, because I'm from the South and I love antiques, old things, and Princess and the Frog was like my favorite Disney movie growing up. I know, carnal, but I mean, please, like, I love
Disney.
Princess and the Frog. That's my movie. Please, I want to meet my Prince Naveen, and I found him.
And did love
and
that.
So, that was wedding venue. That's about $8,000-10,000, and then my wedding dress is being custom made, and that's about $2,000 to $3,000. But I found like this beautiful wedding dress on Pinterest. It's like, I don't want to describe it because I don't know if Seth is gonna watch this later, so I'm not gonna describe it. But it's gorgeous, very pretty. It's very like antique-y, very like old, but it's like very modernized. It's super pretty.
Yeah.
So, Pinterest, when we first started talking, I like went ahead and started making a Pinterest board of our wedding. Like, I was like, if he came back to my life, this has to be God. So I'm gonna start planning for the future and speaking it into existence. And that's what I did. Also, speaking it into existence, do it, girl. Do it. I'm gonna get married by 19. Hey, it might happen.
Literally telling people, I'm literally getting engaged next year, and they don't believe me, and I'm so serious.
Speaking it into existence, pray about it. I mean, like, dude, girl, what could you lose? It doesn't happen. I mean, it's gonna happen eventually. You're gonna get married, but just speak it into existence. I would say, like, as well as, oh my gosh, my brain is like not braining.
Like guests.
Guests.
Decor.
I always wanted a big wedding, but I've learned that big weddings are costly, sister. It's about $50,000, and I was like, I want 300 people at my wedding. Seth is an introvert, so he was like, can we dumb that down to like 100 or 50 even? What about 10?
Just us and the witness and the pastor.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I want a big fat wedding, like that show, My Big American Fat Wedding. Yeah, that's literally what I wanted. And so, but I've learned that smaller weddings are really in now. So are black and white weddings. But I was like, you know what? Maybe I should do a smaller wedding just to help with like costs because
Yeah.
I've learned that weddings are so expensive for no reason. And it's crazy. So I have 175 people coming to my wedding, and that's including family, family, his friends, and all that stuff. So I would say like it's okay to have a small wedding.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
know we see so much stuff on social media like, oh my gosh, I need a big wedding. Like, oh my goodness, I need to have this at my wedding. Oh my gosh, I need to have this at my wedding. Girl, do what you want. Don't worry about social media. Social media is fake anyway.
Yep.
It's fake. Like, do what you want. It's you only have one day to get married. I mean, technically, like it should be only one day. But you only have one day to live your life. Only have one day to wear a wedding dress. Do it. Have fun with it. Like weddings are magical and so like God oriented. Like
Yeah.
they're so just make it fun, girl. Like don't worry about what other people say.
I love that.
And so that was my guest list. So 175 people, including his family, my family, friends, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Next, food. So the venue that I am going with, they have a chef that cooks everything, and he's from New Orleans, so perfect.
I love that.
So it's very Cajun styled based. The food looks amazing from what I hear.
Oh, so we're eating
And
good.
so we're eating good. Oh yeah, we're best. Believe we're eating good. So we're eating good. I would say that because it's $150 per person, so that's why we're only inviting like 175 people because it's so expensive. I'm gonna keep on saying that it's it's crazy expensive. So that was the food. So our food is like covered. We're having beignets. We're having like a 3-tiered cake that's very like old style with like the piping and all that stuff. It's
love that.
gorgeous. I'm so excited, y'all. Like I'm so excited. And then with everything else, like I want to say that's honestly it. I don't know what else. Like I feel like those are like the big things.
Yeah.
And then flowers that goes through the venue, like they pick out your flowers and everything. So, I mean, that's just entered the factor.
I love that. Yeah. Well, if you could leave or beautiful young ladies, or not young ladies, I don't know who watches this.
Yeah.
With like a final piece of encouragement, like whatever you want, like especially like those who are like praying for like a godly man or like navigating their own season of. Is Emily raising her hand for praying for a godly man? Same twin. So like or navigating like their own season of waiting. Like what would you say to them?
I would say just continue to grow in God and all that will fall into place, but also pray for what you want. Make a list of the things you want in a guy and a man that you want to have like in your future husband, like the what he looks like, how tall he is, what kind of man of God he is. I know that when me and Seth really started talking and he talked about courting me, we made a list of questions for each other and we asked each other on like on a phone call, like and we answered each other's questions. So I would say my biggest question that I asked for him was, what ministries are you involved in at your church? Because I know what ministries I want to be, that I feel called to be. So I feel called in kids ministry and music. So I asked him, and all of that will align, I will say, because he is head over kids ministry at his church and the music director at his church as well.
There you go.
And so it all fell into place. So I would say that, like, just pray for the man of God you want. Make a list on notes on your phone and do that. Keep on seeking the face of God, not even just about marriage, but about daily walks with him. Just talk to God. Talk what God will talk back to you.
No, yeah.
I also will say, for back to the wedding, like, the doors opening, Seth sent me a voice memo one day, and I was sitting at Emily's desk, and I was just on my phone scrolling, doing wedding stuff. And so he sent me a voice memo and was like, "Hey, like I got exciting news to tell you." And I was like, "Oh my goodness, I love when you have exciting news. I'm ready to listen." So I listened to it, and he was saying how, let me retrain my memory. And so we talked about, he had a Lexus, and it was a really nice, rare Lexus vehicle, and it was his pride and joy. And he ended up getting rid of that Lexus because the car notes were just expensive, and he was like, I know where I'm going in life, and I just can't have this anymore. So he ended up buying a Jeep, and from his Lexus, he received a lot of money from it. I want to say, like, I'm probably gonna get this so wrong, but I want to say he received like $7,000. And from his old job, he left his old job, and he got his 401k back, and it was about $10,000, and then with taxes, it was like $9,000 that he got. So he ended up paying all his credit card debt, so he's not in debt anymore. And then he, I know, thank you, Jesus. He also, somebody from his church, or somebody, I believe, it might have not been from his church, but I want to say it was from his church. Somebody paid for our honeymoon in full, so, like, literally all we have to pay is gas and food, and that's honestly it. But, like, everything else is paid for. Amen. And then he is slowly paying for the watch. It was a pretty high-end watch. So thank God that he was able to do all that stuff and buy the watch.
Oh, for those who don't know, she got proposed to with a watch.
Oh, yes, I did. And I know that's like a really in thing now, even, but it was just kind of just like my conviction kind of thing. Yeah. I won't go into that spiel. So yes, I got proposed to with a watch. And then, so he's like good financially. We're working towards getting an apartment and everything. So with our wedding venue, my grandmother actually is paying for the wedding venue, as well as she's paying for my dress. So my parents don't have to worry about any of that. Yeah. They have to worry about like some of the wedding venue, but for the most part, my grandma's paying for like a lot of it. And that just goes to show you, if you pray and fast, God will take care of everything. Just put your trust in God. But honestly, that's what I would have to end with. Like,
I love that. And I thank you so much for sharing all this with us today. Like, your story is so beautiful, and I love how grounded you are in God and how much you've grown since freshman year. It's been amazing. So crazy. And to our listeners, thank you so much. I hope this has helped you in some way. And I pray that this episode has encouraged you and reminded you to like trust in God's perfect timing and plan. And until next time, stay blessed. Bye.